Welcome to Crack Me Up.
Yep.
I'm your host, Michael Kornbluth.
No, I'm the host.
This is my co-host, otherwise known as the King. Samuel Chosen Curls was bound to.
Woo!
This is Crack Me Up.
What's that wolf?
That's correct. And so does Crack Me Up. And tonight, this is not your typical episode. Why is that, Samuel?
Because we're making a Purim special dinner.
That's right. You heard it, America. Tonight on Crack Me Up, the first ever Purim dinner special.
Woo!
And what are we making? Chicken Schnizel with a?
Cherry sauce.
Yes, cherry sauce. So, as I'm sure you're thinking right now, America, rub-a-dub-dub-dub, I can't take no more. Dice lives, holla! Samuel, teach all the kids your age that aren't as advanced as you are how you make chicken cutlets. Walk them through it.
It's a piece of cake. You get the chicken, you get it in the flour, we get the eggs, you put it in the flour, you get breadcrumbs, double dipping, that's what you need, that's what you need.
Double dipping goes a long way because that way the breadcrumbs stick. That's correct. Excellent point. Now, for this dish, I got this like super duper King Solomon like Hebrew Bible kosher book, and it recommends a cup of olive oil. Not a cup of olive oil, a cup of avocado oil, okay? So, not cheap, but what are we celebrating?
Purim?
That's correct. And that's a festive holiday. It's considered a minor holiday, but you want to go lots on everything. So, it's very fitting that we go lots on the avocado oil. And this way, we can immerse the chicken in it, and we don't have to worry about adding more oil, and it cooks real fast, and
it
the
goes
sooner
a
we
long
can
way.
eat, the better.
And it goes a long way.
It does go a long way.
It goes a long,
It's got a high smoke point.
long way.
You paying attention, Antifa? It's got a high smoke point, meaning that you could crank up the heat real high and not burn the freaking chicken. So over here, we've got our cherry sauce. We're doing a little wine, so I got an excuse to make my wife less anxious and aggravated around my presence tonight. Because, let's see, I'm in the middle of a 7-month unemployment streak, but that's just like the past 7 months in a row. But we've got books to sell. We've got Just Red Pilled. Holla! What's Just Red Pilled? It's a collection of A+ joke poems and satirical sketches. Post-COVID damage done. Hashtag bullshit is what? Out of the bag. Holla! So we'll be sending that to Mike Tyson, Michael Whitlock.
We got kosher-tailing comedians.
Yes, we do. And what else we got?
Calling the kids the comedy.
Yes, and we got Waste of Height.
That I'm making the cover.
Really short stories. Holla!
And I tried to make it this morning, but stupid cameraman just messed it up.
So, this is Dragon Lung's year. Holla! My grandfather, Murray, died at 48. So you could say that we definitely felt some extra pressure to make Dragon Lung's year happen already. Holla! My great aunt just turned 98. So yesterday, I made her laugh, and I nicknamed her. I said, I have a nickname for you, Aunt Marion. I call you the Jewish Jane Pittman. Holla! And she says, why is that? And I said, because you're built to last. Holla! Got another laugh. Because I've been blessed with what?
Love?
Yes. And what have you been blessed with? The funny what?
Bone?
Jawbone. Close enough. Holla! Funny Jawbone lives. Thank you very much. So now, we want to get this avocado oil hot. We're getting distracted doing jokes. Try not to bore you to death. So we want to get this hot. Now, we want to keep this cherry sauce in constant circulation. We don't want it to stick. We want it a bit extra thick. So, Chef Samuel's
Yes.
Chosen Curls, you're going to show America how to dip one of these cutlets. Now, do you want to start small or do you want to start big?
Big.
All right, get a chair.
Block left, no live. DDT.
So again, we're going to go big cutlet, okay? I think we got 4 big cutlets here and like 1 small one, all right? So, now we do flour first, right?
Yeah.
So flour, we're going to flip it on both sides, right? Circulate the flour love. Massage it. Massage the cutlet in the flour.
I'm a great massager.
As if you give a shit about future foreplay. Massage the cutlet. Excellent. Now we dip. Let's get you a fork. Because remember, you don't want to get your hands to get extra sticky and crunchy, right? A useful tip from my mother-in-law. I'll take it. Two tips I've received. That was a good tip from my mother-in-law. And all the tips I got from, let's see, from my mother, that would be domestic orientated. Oh, if I ever want like the perfect tuck out of a shirt, that you raise your hands up high after you tuck in your shirt. That's about it. Oh, and if you want to, if you don't want to learn how to actually iron your own clothes, you can just throw your clothes in the dryer and that will get out most of the wrinkles for you. So, you making progress, Hunga?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a lot of nicknames for my son. It's an example of how we can better control our kids' economy.
Yeah.
Because controlling our kids' economy can't make our kids great again.
Yeah.
My 3 plus 3 kids, 99% of the time are living proof of it. So Samuel's my youngest. I've got Arthur Morrison Kornbluth, whose mojo keeps on rising, holla! He's the cameraman. And then we got his older sister, the big beat, Matilda singing Rose Kornbluth, Ooh La La Supreme. And she just turned 13. And the game plan is that we're a best-selling writer and that we are a paid working artist, comedian. He's going to be on the road, have some working stand-up gigs under his belt this time next year. And we'll be able to celebrate her belated bat mitzvah with a kosher and godfather friend in my life, because my current friends are sucking giant moose stick and are completely failing the friendship limit test, with the exception of some people. So, but I want a kosher and godfather, and we're going to make that happen. He's also going to be a character in the Gum King in New York, who I'm going to meet at a what? What party? A Purim party. So think of like Eyes Wide Shut. It's like a modern hipster gender fluid comedian twist. And let's just hope we don't get murdered for making this film the way Stanley Kubrick was allegedly. DM. So breadcrumbs. Hook it up. Drop it in.
Drop it in. You just sprinkle some on, glue it on nice and easy.
Yeah.
Nice
and easy. So we'll just do one for the camera. We're not going to cook all these for you guys, but we're going to give you an example of how yummy koshetarian
The only bad
cooking can be.
thing, America, you get your fingers like a dumb cracker monster.
Yeah, exactly. The hand, it looks very clumpy. It looks like Megan McCain's thighs after her Spanx rip, after she whips out and breaks into like a Hulkamania rage for being cut off from a Mongolian barbecue during last call.
Yeah.
So here we go. And I think it's time to fry up this bad boy. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And here we go. Now, you don't want to crowd the pan. Big no-no. Why is that? Because the frying gets uneven.
Big no-no like our other grandma, like your mother-in-law, forcing me to eat raw pig.
That's correct. Yes. Excellent call, Samuel. So what would be a big no-no at school that pisses you off? Like, what does Faye do that angers you? Who's Faye? You want to tell people about Faye? Or is she too boring?
Just too boring.
Too boring? Okay.
I'll talk about angry American heartbeat Adam.
Okay, alright, good.
Angry Adam.
What does he do that's a big no-no?
Bite my ear off.
Okay.
I actually bit like my ear.
Why would he bite your ear? Did you call him Gentile brains?
Yeah.
And you do that again?
Yeah.
I'll knock your Nazi
and
muscles into your esophagus?
I beat him in the arm wrestle in like 2 seconds, and he wasted elbow, even using with 2 hands, and I still won. And then he made fun of me, and then I called him Gentile brain for liking beef.
For liking ham and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we like beef. The thing is that, so I had this realization this past week. I'm like, okay, so I'm 50% Jewish, so half the week I could eat non-koshetarian. But the thing is, for the past 2.5 years, could be even longer. When I wrote the Kosher and Comedians, I was eating kosher inside the house and out, which no Cornwood has ever done. I'm not saying it's equivalent of getting a Bronze Star, like Murray Cornwood, my grandfather, in World War II, but I'm so proud of it. And it got me closer to God. The way that Moses got closer to God after God taught him the burning bush and said, hey, you're a Jewish slave for a reason. All you need is this rod and my dialogue, and you will save the Jewish people from bondage.
Like watching the Ten Commandments.
We are.
Moses, great.
Yes.
Joshua,
Definitely the
great.
number one Jewish prophet on Riker. And Joshua was his number one trusted assistant. He was a badass.
I thought David.
And a true believer.
I thought David was.
Because mainly he wouldn't complain or kvetch about having to transcribe the entire Torah in 4 stones
Samuel was.
without aggravating his carpal tunnel syndrome.
I thought Samuel was in the Bible.
Samuel. Well, Joshua, he took over from Moses after Moses died. And they don't know where Moses, the Undertaker, and him being like a headhunter, to try to find that tombstone.
Yeah, and then he should like tombstone block this.
So,
There are a lot of celebrities that are 50. Like Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Paul Heyman.
yeah, well, because a lot of them started in the business, in the sports entertainment industry at the same time.
Yeah.
So now, nothing's worse in this world. I mean, there are other examples, but when you cook a cutlet and it's still freaking pink inside, because then your wife says, it's still a little pink, and it sucks all the joy out of the room. For example, it's similar to you finally get a slide
No,
to play your guitar, an electric slide for your guitar. And Dwayne Allman played the slide, Elmore James played the slide, Eric Clapton, I can go on and on. The slide is awesome. It puts you in contact with the freaking Mississippi Delta, and then your wife comes in, she says, I think it's about time to take lessons. So your wife pointing out that you have an undercooked cutlet after you made a complete mess out of the kitchen is almost as bad as her pointing out that you still need to learn a song and that you shouldn't really enjoy your slide so much because you're not black and you're not going to advance until you learn the cowboy song by them. So this is on full blast over here. And that's the best we can do. It's a cast iron. Cast iron goes a long way.
long, long way to the top.
But I like this browning. I would prefer it to be a tad more golden. Do you agree, Hunga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a small.
Yeah. So
Like a dewy.
yeah, you could say that I made a mistake of not frying this until the pan was hotter, but you improvise when you go with the flour.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Now.
It's cooking. So
It's born.
yeah, so this recipe was chicken schnitzel and cherry sauce. Now my children, back in the day, we used to live in Brooklyn. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, she says, I'm not going to convert to Judaism. And I said, fine, as long as we could raise our future kids Jewish. And she said, deal. So that was the understanding. So my children did not eat meat at all for the longest time. And then I started writing this book, and I wanted to incorporate them in the act. I wanted to incorporate them in my creations. I wanted to use my kids like open mics, find out what's a double fister, what's a yuck yucker. And along the way, they showed an open mind and they got into it. And like my son Arthur, who's filming, will only eat koshertarian meat that I cook. So, we did make some amazing discoveries along the way. I have made fried chicken. I did make these bomb wings in this like pomegranate molasses sauce. And there's some other examples. This chicken pesto dish where I got a little creative. Restrictions create good things sometimes. For example, in pesto, you have to use cheese. And I said, okay, can't do that. So I got a little funky creative with the nut combo. So I did pistachio and pecans, and that worked out great. So this is definitely coming together. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Talk about Hunger Rocks?
Coming together.
This is definitely
But you
looking like
and
a beauty in the
I have
making.
to, I have to slam together And what a perfect Jew it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm Jewish from my dad's side, my mom's side. I mostly get like English blood, which would explain why I get confused for Hugh Grant on stilts. And so I do plan on sending my books to Ricky Gervais and Russell Brand because I think they're funny and they're smart and I know they're critical thinkers and I respect their contribution to comedy and I hope they feel the same way about my material too. So I think this is going to be writing the second kiddo. So
Yeah.
what do you think? I think
Yeah.
it's looking good. So let's. Who needs a paper towel? I don't want a paper towel.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna keep this frying, and let's throw.
Some cherry Schnizel.
So in honor of the late great Janie Lane, he was the lead singer and main songwriter of Warrant, and it's really beautiful when you have children and they can get into the same music that made your soul come on fire as a kid. And I think he's one of the underrated crooners of his day. They always say that the Cherry Pie video
Eat
was
the
jumping
milk,
the shark
Amelga.
moment,
You don't
but
need a fork. You don't need a spoon. You don't need a knife. You
The
pull
song-
it out
the
and
song-
you eat the
the
milk.
song, hold on. All right, you want to eat it by itself? It was still a hit song. Here, let's cut it.
Eat the American way.
Here. All right. This looks like a beauty. All right. Tell me what you think, King.
It still has a pink inside.
He's so funny. Is the cherry sauce a winner? Is Janie Lane smiling from above? Is that a yes? Too hot to appreciate? Is that it? All right. So I'll try behind over here. See if it's too pink. America, they don't make cherry pies at McDonald's anymore, so you can fill that empty gap in your life by making a freaking cherry sauce to throw in your own chicken schnitzels at home. We love you. Thanks for your time, and we plan on delivering more informed Jewish history tidbits for you guys in the future. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.